Foreign Relations Committee member, Senator Bill Hagerty. Senator, your thoughts about this deal as you know it?
Well, we're seeing the facts unfold, but I applaud President Trump for bringing major allies in the region together. Iran is getting further and further isolated by a deal like this. And joining the Abraham Accords has been a long-term goal for President Trump, for this administration. Frankly, I'd love to see it. The fact that he's got Jared Kushner involved, Jared and his wonderful team, John Rader, that team put together the Abraham Accords at a time when it was desperately needed. They should have gotten, I think they should have gotten a Nobel Peace Prize for this. And by bringing more into the fold, particularly Saudi, the largest economy there, I think this is a major step forward. We're talking about economy, we're talking about prosperity, and I think this sends a message for the entire region that we're ready to move forward.
Here's Senator Ed Markey about the potential deal, because Congress has got to okay it. So watch.
So right now, we have a twin hypocrisy. One, Trump is declaring war on Iran to prevent them from getting nuclear weapons. And at the same time, he's announcing he's going to provide the materials for nuclear weapons to Saudi Arabia, which is only going to further infuriate Iran and make it impossible to ever get them to give up their nuclear weapons ambitions. So this is a terrible day. It is the dawn of a new nuclear arms race in the Middle East.
Yes, you don't want to anger Iran. They never get angry. Your thoughts?
We're not talking about enrichment programs at all. The UAE, other partners of ours, are able to have a civil nuclear program. They report, they don't hide, they don't obfuscate.
But they don't enrich in country. These guys, Saudi Arabia would enrich in country.
I think this is something that we're going to work through the details on with Saudi Arabia. But my sense is, and President Trump's overarching goal is to bring them into an economic relationship that begets prosperity.
Right. So I talked to General Jack Keane last hour. There seemed to be an indication from the White House that they're going to go upscale this military conflict, intensify it. When they asked a poll, a Fox News poll, do you support military action against Iran? It's 43-56. 43 support, 56 don't. Where do you stand?
I think the sooner we get this wrapped up, the sooner it's taken care of, the more the American public will come on board. I think the issue we've got right now is the fact that it's dragging out. And I don't fault those that are trying to negotiate, trying to bring this together with terms that work, because we're going to have to rebuild Iran. But at this point, I think the American public sentiment, at least as I read the data, they just want this over with. And if you think about the activity there in the Middle East, Brad Cooper, the CENTCOM leader, the admiral there, was about 75 to 80% of the way through the target package they initially set. They stopped when they went to ceasefire. They stopped that when they went to negotiate. I think he's back on track to complete that target package, and that will put the Iranian situation in a much better negotiating position.
So let's talk about the funding needed now. And you guys have a week left. The House has already left, and then you'll have 4 weeks off and be back in September. But you're looking to try to advance a $95 billion plan to fund the war, because we have enough now, but we got to replenish and backfill. And you need $1.5 trillion instead of $900 billion, which would only bring us to 5% of the GDP. Yes, it's a lot of money, but that's where Reagan was at, 5%.
Well, I think you've got a lot of support for this. We've got a reconciliation package working its way through. This is just an immediate fix for this, about $73 billion in that package to address the DOD. But we're talking a $1.5 trillion package at a time when the military needs a significant rebuild. For 4 years, they were distracted under Joe Biden, focusing on social engineering, not on lethality. And what the team has found as they've come in is a lot of opportunity to make us stronger. We've demonstrated exquisite results. I think you look at Venezuela, you look at what we've been able to do in Iran quickly. Right. But we need to continue this momentum and make certain that we're ready to deal with all of the adversarial situations.
I would love to see a simultaneous audit, because everybody thinks the Pentagon should be spending more efficiently. But we do need at least the $1.5 trillion. We asked NATO to get to 5%. We have to get to 5% too. So let's talk about the Save America Act and how it fits in there. Now, to do things on a simple majority, you have to do, it's got to be money. It's got to be budget. So you could also put other things in there, like voter ID, and maybe mail-in balloting, parts or all of the Save America Act. John Thune is frustrating the president because the senator says, I don't have the votes. I don't have all the Republican votes. McConnell is out. Murkowski is out. Collins is out. And perhaps Tillis is out. What is the reality on the ground? Can they be convinced?
I think what we need to do is actually put something in front of everybody, because if it's voter ID, look, this is an issue that over 95% of Republicans. I know, exactly. And even on the Democrat side, over 70% of Democrats approve this. I don't know why every American doesn't want to support this. The mail-in balloting issue gets more complicated for some states that are more remote. I understand that issue, but I think that we take it in pieces. And at least if we can come through this part.
So you're for taking just voter ID?
I'll take
and
whatever
then come back for mail-in balloting?
Yes. Yeah, I'll take whatever I can get right now.
All right, Senator. Good to see you in New York.
Thank you.